Okay, y'all, just wanted to make this little tidbit. Candace Owens podcast that's only ran by 4 people, 0 promotion, is the #1 podcast in the world. You know, with all the legal stuff and, everything, Candace is reminding me of early Alex Jones when he was running, 2005 to about 2012. You couldn't touch Alex Jones. Alex Jones was #1, and seemingly, like I said, they was just exposing lies and trying to find the truth. And that's pretty much all Candace Owens is doing. Finding the truth. Not really conspiracy theories. They like to call Alex Jones, Candace Owens, and everybody like that conspiracy theories when really it's the truth. They might not have, I don't even want to say hardcore facts. I mean, Alex Jones had hardcore facts in plain sight, video clips and everything, and they still was saying conspiracy theories. But I would say Candace Owens might be a little more conspiracy theorist than Alex Jones, because she has a lot of stuff that points to things. And hey, she got a lot of facts too. If it was a court case, Candace would win. She had evidence, more than a reasonable doubt. But like I say, keep your eyes on Alex Jones. For some reason, I just got a feeling that they might, I don't know what they'll do, but by Candace being #1 now, it's like a new era in, the truth podcast type environment. The podcast is just like another name for kind of like radio show. Candace Owens is #1. She's too popular now. A lot of people think Candace is controlled opposition. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. I don't think she is. She's what would you say, a flip? I ain't gonna even say flip flopper, because she's really not a flip flopper. She was like everybody else, Democrat, and then just looking at the truth on stuff, you like, okay, I'm not gonna be a mind sheeple anymore. And then you switch to Republican, or not even Republican. You just switch to, I would just say, maybe more conservative. They really didn't have a party. Trump came in with his MAGA movement. Trump couldn't win as a third party, so he had to join the Republicans, and they sort of merged that Liberty Party, with Trump's party, and merged it with the Democrats. Merged it with the Republicans. So you kind of have Republicans being mixed in with actual, the MAGA / libertarians. Because like the libertarians were never, we just want liberty. We just a third party. We know Republicans and Democrats are corrupt. Trump kind of came in and was this middle ground, so the Republican Party only got a boost because of Trump. And now you kind of see, hey, it went back to corruption and lies and all that. So I think Candace is going to be that next wheel. In the next 10 or so years, she going to be the voice that brings in that new third party. We don't know who that politician will be yet, But essentially, I think Alex Jones' job is done. I think he's gonna fade into obscurity, or they're gonna try to put that last nail in the coffin and find him on some charges that he just can't get from under. They're gonna probably lie and say all kind of nonsense. They might outright just take him out because he don't got the funds. Elon Musk is kind of leaving out this political agenda he's exiting. Trump is done. Trump kind of just used Alex to gain all of his followers. They got him his little radio show back, but Alex can't really be a martyr anymore. Like he like Charlie Kirk, they feel like, he's a martyr because, he was popular at this time. If they knock off Alex, then no one except maybe 30-year-olds to 50, 60 that was really listening to Alex. Nobody that's like under 30 really like was a serious Alex listener, because he was banned the time they really got into politics. Like they would have to go look at old Alex Jones stuff, but I forgot somebody they had to turn over their whole media library, so Alex can't even put all that stuff on like a DVD or some server that people could just access. So his media empire kind of gone down the drain. I know his sales are going down the drain. He's operating probably at a regular, maybe a little regular YouTuber salary. Nobody's really on radio station like that listening to Alex. Candace Owens, shout out to her, leading voice. I don't think the establishment would dare touch a hair on Candace's head. Honestly, I think Candace could be brought. I mean, everybody could be brought. I mean, I didn't think Officer Tatum could be brought, but damn, they brought Officer Tatum. But Candace, supposedly her husband already had money. I don't know how loyal he is. I think if they come up from under that umbrella, it's over. If she, I doubt Candace would do something like a divorce or something like that. Maybe only legal terms, if they had something coming down the pipeline. But I think Candace is in it for the fight. I don't see her, saying her 2 cents and being ran off. I don't know. Alex is a guy, and he stood 10 toes down against the establishment. Candace, I don't know. I mean, very intelligent. But, when those threats and all of that start coming, I mean, look what just happened to Alex Jones. One of his staff members got brutally murdered. Never forget that. Nick Fuentes, they tried to come at him. I'm telling you, stuff changed. Once Trump probably gets out of office, if they get a Democratic president, I would be worried for Candace. I would be worried for Alex Jones. I would be worried for Nick Fuentes, because like bad stuff always happen. Like as far as, I want to say, like on the social media, like those type of people. Yeah, we had 9/11 and Katrina and all of that under Bush, but damn near, if you really do your history, Bush and Obama, that's the same people. So, Trump is the only one that really throws a little monkey wrench into the system, but this is his last one, so he done sold out. He making sure he's straight, when he leaves. But keep an eye, like, everybody keep an eye on Alex Jones and pray for Alex Jones, pray for Candace. Like, that's the last two. Nick Fuentes, I mean, we know where he stands, but I don't think Nick Fuentes is just true to his soul. I don't think that fight is in his soul. I think if they offered Nick Fuentes a deal where, hey, tone it back for the next 5 years or so, or they'll be like, here's 25 million. I think he could be brought. Nick Fuentes will be brought. Nick Fuentes will probably shut up for 25 million. He'll take that and, in his show, he'll say, oh yeah, I just got tired of doing it. Give him some property, all kind of stuff. He'll shut up for 25 million. Like, instead of them paying all of these, influencers money, they'll just give it to Nick Fuentes and say, shut up. Pretty much. I mean, he don't really have like a Turning Point USA company. Candace don't even have a big company. Honestly, like I said, at a certain point, you got a lot of supporters. The good thing that's going for Candace is, she is black, but Candace has the smart urban crowd. The only people that's dissing Candace is kind of that ignorant crowd that just loves Sexy Red and Megan Thee Stallion. And the sororities, they hate Candace Owens, but they're brought and paid for it too. So be on the lookout. Keep Alex Jones. Try to keep him in your algorithm to keep up. Sign up for his newsletters and stuff to stay up to date on what's going on. David Icke and all of them. They done. Their history is done. The algorithm does not promote them. Candace is number one, which is great. She gonna bring in the new wave, but that old wave that was 15 years ago, keep that status update. Stay alert on them. Like Mark Dice, stay alert on them. I think the enemy is gonna try to attack them and get them out, because they're the ones that have reason, that could keep everything together. But they about to, I think we got to see who's president again, because we don't know. We thought we was gonna see a lot out of Trump. Trump not trying to lay no bricks or nothing for the next people coming in. Cash Patel, like, man, we thought he was going to do some great stuff. Nope. That's the first mistake, trusting, your politicians like that. But Candace is cooking them. Nick Fuentes is cooking them. But like I said, they could be brought. Get some more crypto, buy gold. That's the only thing you can do. But put down in y'all comments if y'all still watch Alex Jones and Mark Dice. Peace.